Right, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel, Canal 4 TV. And it is the Easy Talk. It is because it's Friday. The Friday Easy Talk. It might not be a bite-sized version, it might be the feature-length version. Ralph, do you remember the feature-length version?
Oh my gosh! You know what? It was sometimes I wasn't in. Oh, got a bit of sound coming from somewhere. I used to be working late and seeing you guys, seeing like Eltel, whose birthday it was earlier in the week, if we can say that. We said it, Eltel,
Yeah.
and like Mube Guna and Indian Guna and all
Everybody
the guys
else.
there. I used to be driving, thinking, I can't wait. I want to, it made my Friday watching the Easy Talk on the Friday, the feature length. We had a bite size and we had the feature length, and I like the feature length ones. I like actually there's one that still I'm laughing now. Um, is the one where you guys was changing your hats in
The
the middle,
hats.
and El Hotel had a dead bird on his head. When I see
Anyway,
that, if I need to pick me up or something, that one, yeah, it always has me in stitches because he's talking, but when he talks, he's laughing, so you can't help laughing as well. So yeah,
anyway,
God bless you,
yeah.
Hotel man, you're a
Anyway, so it's my
legend.
brother. My brother's on the Easy Talk. We are waiting for the chairman of the board. Those of you who've been watching us for quite a few years, you will know who the chairman of the board is. If you don't know, you will never know. See you on the other side of this music intro. Yes, we are back in full effect on Canon for the TV. It's Friday. It's Crackerjack. You know, it's not Crackerjack. It's a different show. That's what it is. But anyway, run around. Show my age. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, Ralph's just kind of caught on now.
It's Friday.
It is, yeah, it is Friday, Ralph.
I
It is the easy
was
talk.
gonna
We
say, well,
are
it's not
waiting.
5 to 5.
What was it then?
That's how Crackjack started. It's Friday. It's 5 to 5. It's Crackjack.
Oh, there
They're
you
showing
go,
my
Ralph.
age as well now. So.
Yeah, Ralph's a bit older than me. But anyways, the easy talk. We
Just
are
a bit.
waiting for Jim on the board. That is Mube Guna to enter the building. So he has been sent the link when he's ready to enter the board meeting. Oh, and look, speaking of the devil, here he is. Speaking of the devil, chairman of the board has entered the building whilst he sets up his audio and his camera. Typical, typical, typical. Can you hear me moving? Chairman of the board.
No,
He can't hear me. Anyhow,
no, it's
yeah. So
muted.
we are here. We're gonna. And the funny thing is, I haven't even designed like an agenda for us to go through. So we're gonna be doing this on the fly. Whatever will be. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But at least we'll be sharing some space here together. Yeah, with both. Go on, Ralph.
No, I'm just looking at Mube because he's doing something.
What up?
It's all planned. It's all planned.
It's all planned, man. Yeah. I tell you what, these chairmans, man, always late to a board meeting. Always
Always,
late.
Uh,
always.
you just sent me the link, man. You late, man. Late, man.
What? No,
I
man.
had to, I had to check the time to make sure it was, it was still good. Make sure it was. I checked the time in England. Make sure it wasn't an hour back. You was late.
Mube,
Hey,
you've been a chairman. You should have like 4 o'clock, shouldn't you? You should have like London, New York, France, and
Paris.
I got
Paris.
I got the U.S. and Jamaica. That's all I got. That's all I need. What's happening, boys? What's happening?
uh,
Yeah, we're good here. We're good, man. We're good. We're good. We're good.
yeah.
But I tell you what, hey,
I hope we haven't
chairman, man, you've
peaked.
been putting in the mileage, innit? At the gym, innit?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, for
dear
sure, for
me,
sure,
man.
for
Wow,
sure. Yeah, full
wow,
time, full time in it now, man. Got to take care
wow.
of the health. Got to take care of the health before I get too old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no
I
Hennessy.
noticed. I noticed that Mube was looking at me when he said that.
Yeah,
What are you trying
I
to
was looking
say?
at, I was looking at, I was looking at Alex. I'm a little bit cross-eyed. That's all.
I'm getting a bit hot,
Oh
man.
man.
What the hell?
It's gonna be one of those shows, right, isn't
Oh yeah,
it?
for sure. You know what time it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get to the agenda. Actually, there's no agenda. So listen, I know Chairman of the Board hasn't been on the Easy Talk for the last few weeks. I wanted to get your opinion about Arsenal of late, movie. Kind of
Yeah,
misfiring a little bit, man.
yeah, my boys. You know, it's a little bit of hiccup going on right now, but
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. We still in it, man. It's rough. I mean, this is a time that everybody need to stick together. Listen, we know it wasn't going to be easy. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be fun. It is what it is. I mean, City are the better team, the best team in the league. You see what we're going up against. Yeah, it's no excuse for you know um, drawing home with Southampton and how we gave the game away at West Ham and Liverpool. But far as the last game go with City, man, we was just outclassed. It wasn't even close. It shouldn't have been more than that. But we go again. We're still top. We're still 2 points clear. Listen, until the points are on the board, we're still top. They still have to win. It's a Premier League. Everybody is scrapping. We see what happened. Southampton came to the Emirates. No one gave them a chance. There's no way I thought Southampton was going to come and be 3-1 up at any point against us. But it's the Premier League. It's 5 games for us to play. It's still 7 for them to play. That's a lot of. That's still a lot of games. So I'm still here. I'm still enjoying the season. Whatever happened, it's a success. We're back into the Champions League. 11 months ago, we was dying for this. We was on the same show 11 months ago in fourth position with 5 games to go, and we was praying that we could hold on. And we know what happened in the end with Spurs overtaking us. But here we go, 11 months again, and we talking about title challenge. No one ever think we would even be here. So I enjoy the ride, man. I said it on Twitter yesterday. I said, instead of complaining all season and telling people to stop celebrating so much and going over the board with it, you should have enjoyed the season, because now you get to the business end and we fell off a little bit. You haven't enjoyed this season at all. This has been a wonderful season for me. I've never talked so much smack on Twitter for years. I was uh, I was in top form all season. That's the way it is. Yeah, that's what you want as fans, man. So you got to enjoy the moment. It's a tough moment now. Tuesday we go again. We play Chelsea. They haven't won in 10 games, so we have to make sure they don't come to the Emirates and turn up. Just win the next one, man. They got 5 games to go. If we can win all 5, you never know what can happen. But just got to back the boys, man. I'm not giving up on it. We're
Yeah,
still top. We go again.
yeah. But you make a good point, because sometimes we can over analyze things. And the truth of the matter, movie, sorry, Tim on the board, is that we were beaten by a better team. You can't
Mm.
compare really Pep Guardiola, his squad with our squad. It's not comparable. We were beaten
Not
by a
not
better
not even
team.
close. Not even
Yeah,
close. Not even close. This is a team that's in their prime. They've been doing this for a while. Winning the league, we didn't have to be better than Manchester City to win the league. We just have to beat the rest. We
yeah,
have to. I didn't really go into a Manchester City game and be like, yeah, we're going to get 6 points off of them. We would be glad to, not lose at home, but away to them, nobody really gave us a chance, especially at the start of the season. Against them away from home, they're a well-oiled machine, man. They have a second team on the bench who still probably would compete with the players that we have on the pitch now. It's not about being better than Manchester City over 2 games. It's about doing it over, 38 games of the season. And so far, we have been the better team, playing all those games, or we're still top. They still have 2 games in hand, but they still have to play those games. We have been the better team, But when we play them, we see the difference in quality, difference in class, man. They just outclass us, and there's no need to overanalyze the stuff. I see people already calling for Mikel Arteta head, man. People are
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
yeah,
It's wild, but it is what it is. You have to just ignore people because, and you give them this. If you tell anybody that we will be second with 5 games to go, they'll call you an idiot and tell you to shut up. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm a big Arteta fan, and I didn't. If you told me that, I probably would have told you to shut up. I probably, ain't no way, you know. There's no way you start the season and be like and say that we would have been better than Liverpool and we're so miles. We're miles ahead of the rest. Don't get it twisted. You know, Manchester United is nowhere close to us this season. Manchester United, Newcastle, no matter who you pick. None of these teams have been close to us. The only one that's been better than us is Manchester City, and they haven't always been on top form. But it is what it is. If they win, congratulations to them. We take second and we go again next season. Hopefully, we can retool in the summer, get more players, build a better squad back in the Champions League, which is what the goal was always. It was the goal. It wasn't the goal last season, but we end up in a position where that's what we wanted. We missed out on it at the start of the season. We're like, yeah, okay. Everybody say, some people say we might miss out on top four. Some people said, we might get scraped for it. We got the Champions League and we're back in it. So we go again next season, man. Whether we win or not, you just want to see progress. So now that we compete with them this season, we don't want to go into next season fighting for top four. We need to go in the summer and make sure we retool so we can challenge. You're gonna if you want to be up there challenging every season, you're not gonna win. You don't look at Klopp and say he's been at Liverpool for 5 years. They won one champion. They won one Premier League. He didn't fail the next four. He missed out by a point, missed out by goal difference and stuff like that. He didn't miss out. He didn't fail the next four. They was up there challenging. That's what you want your team to do. And one will break your way eventually. So you just want to stay up there in competition with the best. That's what I need.
Yeah. Ralph, mathematically, it's still not over. And as Mube rightly said, we were beaten by the better team, eventually. They're still in the Champions League, they're in the FA Cup final. Do you think that might be a big distraction for Man City?
To be honest, I don't think it will be. I think that Pep's got them right where he knew that he wanted his team to be. It didn't matter about the lack of form early in the season. As Mube says, it's the business end now, and this is what counts. And like I said, when we had the podcast yesterday, I said once upon a time they were in the rearview mirror, and now they actually sat next to us now. You know what I mean? They've still got they've got 2 games in hand. So I don't think that they're going to drop points. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still want Arsenal to compete and win, because I think this is the time now where, as I said yesterday, we have to start just winning our games. Forget about all the pressures, forget about the expectations of fans and anything. It's about how you want to finish the season. So every player now has to stand up. If they couldn't stand up before, and they did pretty much most of the season, this is the time now to get it done. So just go in. I don't care if it's Chelsea, don't care if it's Newcastle, I don't care who it is. Whether it's home or away, just go in with the expectation that now we've got to win our games. I think that when we played against Liverpool away, I think for the young players there, it was okay. So this is the expectation. Look at this now. We're 2 goals up. What do we do? This is all unknown territory. And this is where you needed Arteta to say, okay, you know what? We're 2 goals up. Let's keep it. Let's just lock it down. But of course, it didn't happen that way. When we went to the West Ham, the expectation was, okay, every fan said, "Oh, we're going to do West Ham because they are where they are." When it was going the same way again, you needed your manager to say, "Okay, you know what? I've seen this pattern before, guys. We're here in the same, 2-1 at half time. This is similar. If you don't pull anything up, I need to do the changes." But it didn't. It went as it did. Two goals at home against Southampton. We was 3 goals, 3-1 down, and to do the watch along, it was very difficult, let alone being in the stadium. But look what happened. We pulled it back. The team hasn't got that soft underbelly like they would have done 2, 3, 4 years ago. 2, 3, 4 years ago, it was about we didn't have the kahunas. Now we've got them, but it's all about game management. It's all about still staying in the race. And I've seen everyone on other platforms kicking off and everything. And I'm thinking, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion, but look at the team. If you just pull away from being so up at the front, step back and have a look at the team. Whenever they've had to fight, they're showing fight. So now it's from this time onwards that we want to make sure the players start understanding that I want to go out competing and giving everything until if it's mathematically not possible, or it's just the fact that Man City overhaul us or whatever it is, then fine. But I still want us to compete. I still want us to get there at the end, winning our matches. Put it this way: if we win all our matches, it puts the pressure back on them. And maybe the FA Cup, maybe the Champions League, maybe a distraction. But I can't see Man City, dropping points anytime soon. We shouldn't be begging for favours. We got ourselves into this, so now it's time for us to get ourselves out of it and to finish it.
Ralph, I know we spoke about on the watch along, especially the show we did yesterday morning. What changes would you like to see in the personnel for the Chelsea and maybe going forward? We know Salih.
You know what?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this on Twitter and I've seen it everywhere else. Rest Saka, take Partey off, put Tierney back in, put Trossard in, put Reece Nelson in, find places for these players and start again. And of course, potentially it could backfire. And then everyone's going to say, you've done the changes too much. We'll keep Saka. Saka's been carrying the team for like 2 years. Partey, this is the time when we normally miss Partey. Partey's there, but Partey hasn't been as effective as he was when he played at Liverpool. His form has dropped off. Trossard, when he comes on, he's impacting. He's making darting runs. Reece Nelson, forever, like I said to Alex, I said this to Alex Rube, that someone put on Twitter to put a statue of Reece Nelson's left foot, because when he scored that winner against Bournemouth, it was unbelievable. That was a game that we came back from. Aston Villa was a game we came back from. You know what I mean? So we've got it there. They've got it there. But change it. Why not change it? Why not freshen it up? Why are we so... We're predictable because we keep Saka where he is and Martinelli where he is. This is no hard formula for any team to work us out. If we change things, it puts the owners back on the teams that are under pressure. They think, oh wow, Arsenal's changing things up. Do we stick or do we twist? Let them think about sticking or twisting, not us. We're going in with a full agenda. We're going to win our matches. Period. That's it. If we have to change the personnel because they need the rest or they need a kick to say, you know what, this person is in your spot now. And if we win, it makes the manager's decision all the more difficult for him to change.
A move for you, again, the Liverpool game, West Ham, we were 2-0 up, before most of the people got to sit down in the stadium, but we kind of relinquished the lead. Are you concerned about the players' mentality, or Arteta still not having the tactical nous to get the players over the line, or you're not worried at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not. It's there. You can see it because even in the Liverpool game, when you look, watching the game, you can see that Zinchenko was tired before they scored that second goal. He was winded. He was out of it, and he did not make that change until they scored a goal. Then he put Tierney on. So it's you have to look at it too. It's just like the young players, and that's what Alex, you mentioned this when Arteta came in. He's a manager that's learning on the job. Learning on the job. He learned from it last season. if you look at it, we wait in the transfer before the season start. We waited, and didn't get the pieces, all the pieces that we need. We didn't have a good preseason. This season, we had a great preseason, and it showed in the Premier League the way we started, and we rode that confidence until now. So he made changes to that, and it put us in a better position this year. Yes, you can see a little mistakes here and there, but it's just like with a young player, with a young manager, you learn from it. I don't think you will make that mistake again next year. If you go back to Liverpool and be tuning up, I probably can guarantee you that we probably win because he would make the necessary changes. You go through stuff and you see it. When the last time I went to Liverpool and got a decent result was when we drew 0-0 in the first leg of the energy drink cup, whatever it's called now. The one that Manchester United win that they keep talking about. But anyway, we got that result, and that was something that we fought hard for that draw down to 10 men. So you just learn from these experiences, and like I said, we're a better team than we were last year. You're making progress. This is a big step. If you ask me, we're way ahead of where we anybody thought we would have been. Nobody thought we would have been challenged. You see people right now that's saying, this is Arsenal's best chance of winning the league because, next year Manchester United are going to be better. Next year, Chelsea with all the players are going to be better. Liverpool going to be better. But for some reason, it's like Arsenal are on a transfer ban because Arsenal not going to sign no one. We're going to be the same team. No one is like, everybody's going to get better except for Arsenal. That's not the way it works. Everyone is going to make changes in the summer. So you can't. Manchester City might not be as good as they are now. They might lose Silva. They might lose a couple players. Manchester City are not as good as they were last year. Last year they would have walked the league with the team that they had. They didn't have that this year. Finally, they start coming on at the end. But you have to learn from it. I'm not really concerned about it, but you can see there's mistakes been made, and I'm not blind to it. But you learn from it. There's 5 games to go, and like Ralph said, I think the players owe it to themselves to give themselves a chance. You don't want to, throw the season away now and be like, all right, top 4, that's it. That'd be disappointing. 5 games to go. You want them to fight for it. Go win that game against Chelsea. Go to Newcastle and beat them because they beat us last year and pretty much stopped us from getting the Champions League. Go put that right. Give yourself a chance. If you go into the last 2 games and there's still mathematically a chance to go in, I'm okay with that. I'm proud of that because you did yourself right. We didn't falter off with 5 games to go. We've seen it happen before. We've seen, team. Remember when Tottenham and Leicester, when Leicester won the league, Spurs was like 5 points behind them, and it was hunting them down. Everybody was like it's a 2-horse race, and then you see what happened. Spurs finished 3rd, and we finished 2nd. We wasn't in the title race, but the last few games they lost, and then we finished 2nd. I don't want that to happen to us. You know what I'm saying? So I think the players and Arteta hold it to themselves, hold it to the fans to make sure that, their season just doesn't tail off and I'm content with top 4.
Yeah. I would, before, moving to maybe another topic, I would hope that a Granit Xhaka and a Thomas Partey, when it comes to the crunch games, that they can keep a cool head. Because Granit Xhaka, I think maybe was a catalyst for the game against Liverpool with Trent Arnold. And then they play Man City, Mube. Granit Xhaka loses his head again. Thomas Partey losing his mind. These guys who are experienced campaigners should know better, Mube, than to get all riled up, get involved in that silliness over there. And even your boy, Benny Blanco as well, Mube, getting caught up in that situation. There's no need for it, man. There's no need for it.
Yeah, he was poor. The team was poor, man. Yeah. It's like no one, all of a sudden, no one know what to do. And at some point, that's the thing. You playing against a team, and that's what Arteta have to come in, because you're playing against a team, and you're getting dominated. Partey just couldn't keep hold of Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is world class. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's not much players in the world that's gonna, keep him quiet. But you're looking at Arteta, they'd be like, all right, take somebody off and bring on Jorginho. It's okay to make a change. Even if you don't want to make a substitution, just tell Granit Xhaka to go sit beside Partey. Make it a 2 base, because it was overrunning Partey. That's exactly why we lost the game. It was over. He was there by himself against Kevin De Bruyne. Haaland was coming in deep. You know, Rob Olin keep following him. The same thing that Rob Olin. I don't want to talk about him because he just that's the way he plays. He follows people all the way to the next side of the field every time. Like this guy has no sense of, you know, pass your man off to somebody. He did the same thing. That's what cost us at Tottenham last year. He did the same thing, run all the way up to the half line, foul Son 2 times and get sent off. And he keep doing it. He don't learn. And people you can say, Rob, yeah, go ahead.
But Chairman, surely Arteta seeing that should tell Rob. Look, you know what? Give drop off. Erling Haaland. Don't be so tight. Drop off. Give him that space. Let him turn. And
and that's why I say Arteta had to do. That's what you see his inexperience coming out because we changed nothing. We just let them play and let them. Nothing got changed. Xhaka was still getting caught so far up the field. He was chasing them back. We already know he can't run. He ain't gonna catch him up. Once they get past him, he ain't gonna catch him. You know. Then Partey looked so. I mean, Partey didn't have the best of game, but every time he look around, he's sandwiched between Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. There's nothing he can do. You know, there's nothing he can do. And then Rob Olin is never in this position. You know, they was running at our back line the whole game. At some point, Arteta got to say, okay, guys, let's pack it in for a minute. We already 1-0 down. Let's pack it in. You know, play defensive. Let's play counter-attacking football. He didn't. And that's what I see him in the interview after the game. You know, they was asking him about changing the tactics. And he was like, you know, this is what got us here, so we got to stay true to ourselves. You know, at some point, you have to be able to go to something else. And I think he will learn from it because if they're attacking us like that, you got to sit back. I think if we played on the counter, I'm not saying go the whole game and play on the counter attack. Because nobody want to see us sit back in our 18-yard backs and pumping ball to Martinelli and Saka. But if we sit back and just invite them in, we would have more chances. Martinelli probably had 3 touches all game because he was steady. We couldn't get the ball to him. If we played on the counter, if we played a little bit deeper, invite them out to get to their halfway line, then we could use Martinelli and use Saka. But we didn't even try that whatsoever. We played the same way the whole game. And going toe-to-toe with them, we have to know that they're a better team. They have better players. It's no if, buts, or maybe. If we went there and won, you know, Man City would have to have an off day. This is one of the best games that they was up for. That's one of the best games I've seen them play all season. Yeah. They were up for it. You know, they were up for it. So we have to just recognize that we have to learn from our mistakes. Arteta got to learn from his mistakes. And like I said, man, there's 5 games to go. You know, let's see what we can do. Let's try and win them all. And you never know what can happen in this league, man. They still have to play. Brighton is a good team. They have to go away to Brighton. They have to go away to Brentford. Brentford beat them early in the season. They still have to play Chelsea. Well, we can't really depend on Chelsea because they haven't won in 20 games. But it is what it is. You never know what can happen in this league. And they have other competition that they're playing in. They have to play Real Madrid twice. You know, they can't. You never know. Allen can get the next game. He can get injured. And be out for a few games. Kevin De Bruyne can be out for a few games. You never know what can, but you have to give yourself that chance. Stay close to him, keep the pressure on him, and you never know what can happen. As fans, we have to enjoy. There's no need to complain about it now. It's 5 games left to go. It's been a wonderful season. You sit here now and try to stick the blame on everybody, and get Arteta out, and you know. Get this player out, and we need this player. We need to get Declan Rice and Caicedo. And now it's not the time for that. We can't sign nobody now. So when you gonna sit here and complain and whine? It's been a wonderful season. I've enjoyed it. I'm telling you, I was about 400 pounds when it started, and I've enjoyed myself and laughed so much. You know, I'm sitting here at 216, 6 foot tall. You know, I feel good. You know, I feel good, and it's not because of stress. It's because I've been smiling so much. You know, my henny cups just keep getting darker because the season been so good. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. You gotta, for the people who didn't enjoy the season, that's your fault. You didn't enjoy the season because you're miserable for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what else they can do. You're not gonna celebrate the season until it's over. I can't celebrate until we have won it. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Stupidest thing I ever heard. You went 9 months just whining about waiting for us to fail. You know, you're waiting for us to fail to see if we can win, then you go celebrate at the parade. You didn't enjoy none of the past 9 months. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous,
that's a
man.
good point.
That's a good.
That's a
I,
good
I need to
point.
go and work out now, man. God damn it. But yeah, point taken. And I'm not going to mention any platforms out there who are saying Arteta out. I think, come on, guys, man, come on, Arteta. Anyway, Ralph. What do you want to say, Ralph? Arteta out. Come on, people, man. Come on. Yeah, go on, Ralph.
How do I follow up after the chairman was speaking like that, man?
By working out, man. We need to work out.
I have to,
Yeah.
I got my jogger. I think I'm gonna have to
Oh,
go for a
oh.
run. Let's go for a run. But you know what? It's true what you said, Mube. It's the fact that, this is, to me, I did say this yesterday as well, that this team has given me so much joy this season. Everybody, all our haters, all our rivals, all them lot have been waiting for us. They've been waiting for this to happen. And you know what? If it happens, and it did happen, fair enough. But I'm not going to deny the last, 6, 7, 8 months of the season. I've enjoyed it. I've done the watch-alongs from, being really kind of like stressed and to the point where I want to chuck something, to when the goals go in and the relief and the euphoria. And to me, it's always been going back into work. And everyone's voice is just that bit quiet. You know what I mean? To me, I've enjoyed it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the the next. Well, I mean, I do care about the next few matches because I want Arsenal to finish the season well. But I don't care about them down the road. I don't care about Man United. I don't care about Leicester. Liverpool I always have a bit of respect for, but really I don't care about them. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned,
Not me.
as far as I'm concerned, my team, my team, at the end of the season, they've done so much and they've brought a lot of the fans together. And any of the fans who have put up any of those posts, any of those viral posts, from the time when Saka missed the penalty to the time when we dropped points against Liverpool, you're not a fan. You're not a fan.
Zero.
You're just a glory hunter.
He's been scoring. He's been scoring penalties all season long. I
Yeah.
just seen Alan miss one against Bayern Munich. It's a penalty. What do you think is going to happen? It's literally a lottery. There's nothing you can do about it.
I remember when I used to play football. To me, penalties were like a freebie. But now, because massive, big teams have lost through penalties, it's become more psychological, and everyone's thinking that the goalkeeper. I remember Lehmann. He had in the World Cup. He had in his stockings where the first 5 penalties were going to go. I'm trying to think of which team Jeremy played against, and he was right. He pulled it out, and he said, "Right, okay, this next one's coming up," and he dived the right way. So penalties now are not so much freebies. It's about you having the confidence and you have to back it. But the goalkeeper, if he pulls it off, he pulls it off. And we've been on the positive, the negative and positive side of those penalties as well. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But like I said before, for me, it's been a joy watching Saka. It's been a joy watching Martinelli. It's been a joy watching Ramsdale. When Ramsdale come in, I must admit, I was one of the first. I was thinking Ramsdale is a goalkeeper who was been in 2 teams relegated, and he put Leno to the curb. He's been fantastic. Air Ramsdale, you know what I mean? Xhaka, when Xhaka was walking off the pitch, I was thinking this guy's done. This guy is done. And now he's kind of like being reborn. He's been the player that we all wanted. And if only he could have been like that more often than not, then we could have finished a lot stronger. But it is what it is. But the team brought me a lot of joy, you know what I mean? And I just want us to finish strong. And we've got Champions League football, okay, but that's another level. Level. We need to be really strong in the transfer market in the summer, and we've got to go in with a bid and get it done. I don't want the likes of Chelsea Man City, anyone else coming in with a bid, we got to think early, get it done, and then we can have a really good pre-season, get the teams bedded in, get the players bedded in, and then go again for next season.
Yep.
And just kind of tapping on that about Bukayo Saka missing the penalty. Just because he missed a penalty doesn't mean you go out and you racially abuse a player.
Exactly.
Who's our star boy. There's no need for
Exactly.
that. And Rob Holding, and Boombe spoke about Rob Holding kind of getting caught out positionally. Just because he's not the greatest of defenders, but again, you can't compare him to a William Saliba who's been a Rolls Royce in our team this first season, in the first team for Arsenal. He's not comparable, but there's no need to abuse our player. There's no need for it.
No way.
He scored
Never.
the goal, the only goal. Nobody else scored a goal. So our players, they do need us. But there's no need to go out and racially abuse our players per se.
Abusing players this season. These players have given us everything that we needed this season. You want a challenge. You want to finish fourth and win a Cabanera Cup or whatever it's called, or you want a challenge. You're not going to win it every season, but if you can tell me that with 5 games to go every season, Arsenal will be there, that's what I want. I don't care if you're top or second. You're in the mix. When we was in our prime, the 2000 with Wenger and those boys, we had the best team, one of the best team in the country, along with Manchester United. We didn't win it every season. We had better players than we do now. We didn't win it every season. We lost league titles with Thierry Henry. I've seen Henry in the league go blank, and we lost titles with better players. It happens.
Tell him, man.
Liverpool team that lost all these leagues to Manchester City. They're one of the best teams in the Premier League, and they still didn't win it. That don't mean there's a failure. I don't see Liverpool fans abusing Salah and Mane and Firmino and them boys because they finished 1 point behind City. Why? But our fans are just they're spoiled. I think we have a bunch of kids that's around on Twitter, and they sit there and all they want to do is banter. Everybody want to prove themselves right. This is the thing that we got now. Everybody want to be right. Everybody want to. I told you so. I told you we wouldn't win the league. Our own fans, I told you so. I got so much people coming at me. I probably block about 300, 400 people this season because if you're negative, I'm blocking you. I'm telling you, my timeline is so clean and pure. Because every time I see something negative, I'm blocking it. I don't care who it is. I'm blocking everyone. Big journalists. I don't want to see it because I'm enjoying the season. Win, lose, or draw, we get up and we go again. 5 games to go. Like I say, let's not finish the season on a whimper. I don't want to limp over the line. If you go out there and win these 5 games, we have done our job. Simple as. There's nothing else. There's no failure. We have done our job. We stayed in the title race until the last minute. That's exactly what I want. I don't want Manchester City to win it with 4 games to go or 3 games to go. Let's take it down to the wire. They're 4 points. If they win their 2 games in hand, they were 4 points ahead of us. So we can take it right down to the last 2 games. That's what I want to see. And then we go again next season. Like you said, Champions League, better team, better players. Let's see summer. We learn from this summer. A preseason is major. Get the players in early like we did with Jesus and Zinchenko and all of them. Get them in early, and let's go again next season, man. Enjoy it, man. It's sports. It happens. You see this team that I got on my head, Green Bay Packers? I'm always here arguing with people about them in America. We haven't won a championship in 2011. You know how long that been? It's been forever, but you can't tell when you hear me talk about them. I'm always talking trash because if we have a good season, I promise you, I'm going to enjoy my good season. It is what it is. You got to do it.
Well, I'm a Raiders fan myself, but anyway, that's a different story, man. Different story.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let's go in the live chat and see who's joined us on this easy talk. I've got John the Geezer says, "Good evening. I hope this isn't a wake I'm attending." No, it's not. It's not, man. What are you talking about, John? Colin, yeah, let's go.
Colin
Lady says, "Evening all.
Evening, Ange.
Smash that like button, slackers. Alice is waiting for 50 likes. No, 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 I'm not. They always do. And Ralph's wingman says, as they
Hey, FD.
listen to this, as they get older, it takes them longer and longer to get their makeup all up and stuff. Cheeky so and so. Cheeky so and so.
It's a whip snapper, that's why.
Yeah. Colin says, death of a title race, John. We are still alive, just not in the control of our own destiny now. Asking for favours to win a Premier League title, the honourable way of winning, right? Like my brother said, we don't want any favours from anybody else. We're in a situation, we've got to the top of the mountain, the promised land, not quite there yet, of what we've done, not what anybody else did there. We're not looking for favours. We don't need favours.
Yep.
What else do we have here? He says, what's this? Well, we dropped the cabbage against Man City. All right. Kamube.
Cabbage?
I don't know about the cabbage.
You know what I mean? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Colin, may our hopes and dreams 6 foot under. See, so people already given up. They've already given up, man. They've already given up.
Soft, man. Soft.
Come on.
Soft.
70th minute, clock 2. I need polyfiller, actually, before I do the Thursday show. Right, okay, we'll work out on that.
Not at all.
Chaps, we embarrass ourselves. Our decency. What's that? We
embarrass ourselves at a decent season.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, you probably just, I think just the fact that he reckons that we've embarrassed ourselves. But let me take this one. The assembled, and you guys, got a lot of history behind you. Let's say 3 seasons back, when there was times when we were in a position to win a match and we lost it. Watford, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Everton,
Right, Brighton.
Okay.
Brighton, yeah.
Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, those were embarrassing, and we had, if you think about it, we had stronger players then. So now we've got a whole host of younger players, not really burdened by the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang. Okay. Aubameyang and Lacazette and anyone else had their time. So this is now these youngsters' time, and they're coming in. Now we couldn't. Your expectation is not realistic because this team is just starting out. I said before that this is uncharted waters for these youngsters. Okay, you may have a couple of older heads in there, but even some of the older heads has never been in this kind of position before, where it's been so close to getting their hands on this trophy. Okay, so saying embarrass ourselves, I don't think that's a really good comment to say. You're entitled to your opinion. Don't get me wrong, but if you as I said before, if you step back and see what this team has done, everyone's expectations was top 4. We've exceeded that. We are competing. These are the things that we wanted 3 years ago. It's taken us that time now to get to this point here. So we're not in embarrassment. The embarrassment is look at them down the road. The embarrassment is look at Chelsea. The embarrassment is look at Man United. Okay? This is Arsenal. This is where we are at this moment in time. And we'll progress, and we have to learn. I keep saying we've got a shed load of positives, because that's what everyone always says after the match. Now it's time to start executing those positives. And the players have to understand that and get it done. The manager now has to understand it and get it done. But there's no way that I feel like we've embarrassed. If you want to use that, that's up to you. But if you look at it and you step back, we haven't embarrassed because we've exceeded where those people want us to be. Don't want us to be. We're right up ahead of them.
Mube, there's a question for you from Colin. He says, what did you rate the last 2 transfer windows?
I think our summer transfer window was good. We wanted a midfielder. We tried to get one. We didn't get one in. And that was the disappointment. I think I gave that summer transfer window. I think I gave it a 7.5 or something like that because we needed a midfielder. We didn't get one in. Other than that, bringing in Zinchenko, bringing in Jesus, that really pushed us to where we at now. Saliba coming back, moving Ben White to right back. Tamiyasu was still there. We didn't really have a lot of holes to plug far as what we was going to do. At that point, we didn't know we was going to be title challengers. If you told me we are going to be challenging for a title, then I would have told you that, we probably need some more players on the bench because, this is not good enough to challenge. The January transfer window, there's no way you can look at it and say it's a failure. We was bringing in a player to cover for Partey. Jorginho came in and did just that. He hasn't done anything wrong. Maybe we could have went out there and got Declan Rice, pay over the odds for him and get him in January. But he would say he wasn't leaving West Ham. So what you gonna do? You bite the bullet and go again. We got Leandro Trossard in. I mean, he's the best signing that came in the Premier League in January. There's none better. People now saying that we failed in January. We didn't. We got players in that helped us along the way to get us where we are now. So I'm not saying neither of those transfer window or failure. Yes, we left some stuff on the table, but it happens. You're not going to always get what you need. We go again this summer, get rid of some players, get better players, and see what we do again. We have a squad now where we don't need, 3-4 years ago, you used to sit here, Alex, and you used to put a whole list of players and you'd be like, yeah, there's 11, 12 players in the squad that need to leave. We don't have that problem anymore. We don't need to buy 5, 6 players anymore. We don't need that much players. We need 3 players, 4 max to push us to the next level, just to get some of those, get our second team pretty much, some players that can come in and help our first teamers. Somebody that come in that can take Partey's spot. You need a Declan Rice that can come in and put Partey on the bench. You need players who are capable of putting these players that's our star players on the bench. You need somebody that can take over for Saka and you don't see a drop off. That's the quality that we need. We don't need quantity anymore. We need quality now. We have a quality first 11. If we can get quality players to blend with them, we don't need to buy 4 or 5 players. 3 players can push us to the next level, and we go again next season, man. Embarrassment. How you mean embarrassing? You look through the whole season. So over 9 months, we lost for 4 games. We've lost 4 games all season, and we've embarrassed ourselves. No, you're online, talking to people and saying you embarrass yourself. No, you embarrass yourself because you put your basket where you can't back your mind up, and now you're choking on it. That's the problem. I do the same thing, but I'm not embarrassed. I'm still talking. I still got a chance to win the Premier League. We're still top. I'm still going to do. We're going to be the same way to the end of the season. It's been a great season, and I like where we're at, and I like our chances for next season for sure.
Mure, would you now drop Bukayo Saka? Are you worried that he's still not signed the contract?
I'm not really worried that he hasn't signed the contract. I'm really not, because it's just too quiet for when you look at it all around. I think it's something has been done behind the scenes that we haven't really, fans don't really know yet. There's just too much report. I'm not really worried about him signing a contract. I wouldn't drop him for this Chelsea game. I don't think it's a home game now. I don't want to make a wholesale of changes. Yes, I want to see 1 and 2 players come in, but I wouldn't make a wholesale of changes. I probably, give Jesus a rest, bring Trossard in because he was playing good. He didn't deserve to really lose his place. I would give Zinchenko a rest. It's center back. We don't really have much option. So, you got to continue with Rob Holding. People talking about changing the whole setup of the team and going with a back 3 and playing Saka and Martin at that wing back. Listen, man. Rob Olin is what we have. It is what it is right now. I don't think he's the worst player in the world, but he does have that mistake in him. But we got 5 games to go with Chelsea at home. Fresh up things a little bit. Make 2 or 3 changes and have some firepower on the bench. And listen, we win at Chelsea. If we win, beat Chelsea and get some confidence back in us. We can get that mojo back and go on another run to the end of the season with 5 games to go. And like I say in the Premier League, man, you never know. Nobody gave Brentford a chance of going to Manchester City and beating them. You know, they went there and beat them. Remember, we was already 5 points ahead of Manchester City at one point before the World Cup, and they came back to 2 points. And then they lost to Brentford, and we went 5 points into the break. It just happens that way, you know. Stuff happens, and now we're still ahead. You never know; they can lose on the weekend. Who to say they can't lose away to Fulham? Who to say stuff can't happen? We've seen it before. If you're embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan, you should just stop watching now. Don't watch the rest of the season because it doesn't matter to you, right? Pack it up and let's move on to next season. That's what I say.
Okay, John Gouda says we've got to believe and we can still win it, and it's still possible. Mube, bang on, enjoy the rest of the season. Ange says that she's not long in the show and have a great show. Thank you for that, Ange.
Thanks.
John Gosling would say that West Ham, Southampton were the decisive games. Not good enough performances for the contenders. We come up short at lack of experience. Actually, I think I did say that actually on a previous show that it wasn't so much we're bottling it. It's just that it's the lack of experience, isn't it? Anyway, positives are Champions League, and we are going into May top of the league. What's the priority next season? Champions League or Premier League, Ralph?
Both. I don't want us to just think, okay, you know, one has precedence of the other. I want us to challenge on both fronts. If we fall away naturally because of injuries or the team that we come against, I don't want it to be lack of experience. Well, it would be lack of experience for the Champions League, because now you're going to have a bunch of youngsters, some of whom may have played on the international level, going into a tournament which you've got 2 chances at the bite at the cherry, as it were, to stay in it until you go into the knockout stages, knockout stages. So that's another challenge altogether. But I want us to be at a level where we're challenging for both. You know, there's still going to be FA Cups, there's still going to be Carabao Cups as well, and that is where you want your manager to start being able to say, well, this is the way I can utilize my squad, you know, and also bring some young, fresh players in. So maybe some who are coming from off loan as well. You know, try and get them back into the mix of the team, and then start solidifying your first 11, your second 11, and your impact 11. So to me, it's on both fronts, and maybe that might not be realistic, but listen, as I said before, realistically, we was hoping for top 4. Now look where we are, and we did it because we just took it game by game. So now the expectation is, whatever happens this season, next season we have to take it to another level, and we've got European football as well. So it's balancing the players and balancing expectations, and then to win it, because we've gone on the European level, we haven't won anything for about 21 years, 22 years.
Yeah, almost a quarter century. Yeah, almost.
Yeah. So and again, you know, maybe some other fans who are fans, but you know, maybe toxic, will say, well, that's unrealistic. Yeah, well, it's unrealistic that that we wanted top 4. We always said, and this is one of the things any of our people who are watching today can go back into Cannon Fodder TV. We always said we want a team to compete. That has been the underlying, most consistent argument that we always had. We want a team to compete. We're not there yet. We're just about to be there. Oh, we've got this. We're not doing that. Now we've got the team that's competing for the Premiership. The same expectation should be for the European level as well. Unfortunately, with the Europa, he's got to learn from that. Arteta's got to learn from that. Ramsdale's got to learn from that. The mistakes of that night, everyone's got to learn from it. So going forward now,
I think the Europa League, Ralph, not to cut you off, but I think the Europa League will be a little bit different, and what you would do in the Champions. Because the Europa League, we pretty much was playing a second 11 or a weaker team all the time. Even the game that we lost in and got knocked out, it always was like a weaker 11. You know, so it's kind of hard to rotate when you play in the Champions. And I think that's what you have to give Arteta credit with. People was complaining about, you know, soccer playing 2 games a week and this player playing this game a week, and now you go into the Champions League. These players going to play. They're going to have to play.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to have to play. You go, you know, Tuesday to Saturday or Wednesday to Sunday. These players are going to have to play. You can't go to Champions League making 11 changes or 5, 6 changes. You can change 1 or 2 players. You can change 1, 2, 3 players, but that's about it. You can't really go into Champions League game thinking that, oh, we need to rest this player. You know, Saka needs to rest. He looks so tired. That's why we have to have a better squad. Yeah. And you utilize the players. You don't need to change 11 players at one time, but throughout the season, you can rotate players. You know, like you can make a Tomiyasu play a Premier League game. You know, give Ben White a break. You can do stuff like that. But you know, it's just going to take time. We're building this squad. We're building this team, and I agree with you. We want to challenge on both fronts. I don't want to fall off in the Premier League to go and try. I don't want to win the Champions League next season and finish 8th in the Premier League. You know, I don't want to do that. You want to. The Premier League is the bread and butter. Champions League is a cup competition. There's always luck in a cup competition. Anything can happen. We've seen Porto win it. We've seen, you know, teams go to a final. We've seen Leon beat a good Manchester City team in the Champions League. Stuff like that can happen. You know, it's a Champions League. But the Premier League is the bread and butter. You want to be up there competing with 5 games to go. That's exactly what we're doing now. Not because you don't win it. People, oh, we bottle the league. Oh, these players are bottle jobs and this and that. Come on. It's not. You're competing for it. That's what you want. You want a team that win the league every year? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I'll tell you another thing as well, though, Mube. I feel that when you play in the Champions League, the team that wins it, more often than not, 8 or 9 of their players are on it. You can probably afford to have maybe 1 player or 2 players not on it, but then they come up and they, you know, they kind of like explode, and then that's it. They manage to get the team over the line. In the Premiership, we've seen it. You know, a whole team can't go soft or lose momentum, because you get what you get against Man City, you know. And often than not, sometimes we have been a bit, I say, a bit inexperienced. That maybe out of 11, maybe 6 or 7 of the players there have managed to carry the team. There may be 2 or 3 players that weren't on it. In Europe, 1 or 2 players can be off it, not the whole team. I think that's the difference in levels as well.
Yep.
Go back in the live chat. Colin Young says, I'm glad I'm driving. Yeah, I would have nothing to say right now. But like John said, just pull over and say what you've got to say, Colin. Anyway, he says, meanwhile, Tierney sits on the bench. What are your thoughts about Kieran Tierney, man?
I said it earlier. I think we underutilize him. You know, that's the thing. When you're trying to play one way, I think it's a perfect example, and people just want us to go out there and get another Zinchenko. I'm not with it. You need different type of players. I don't want another Zinchenko. You know, I don't want another Gabriel Jesus to play striker. I don't need. You don't need the same players all the time. People just think, you know, we just need that. Kieran Tierney can't play the style that we need to play. Well, play the style that suits him when he's on the field, and you make it different. Yeah. He likes to take players on and go on the outside and get crosses in. We could use that against Manchester City. You never know what could happen. You don't need the same play. You take Zinchenko out and put another Zinchenko in. Nothing is going to change. You know, it's going to be the same thing. So I don't want him to leave, because I'm glad that he's different to Zinchenko. I'm glad that he's different. You know, I want somebody. I want another midfielder. I want a Declan Rice to come in, because he's not like Thomas Partey. He likes to get forward. He's a little bit quicker. He's a little bit more powerful. You need somebody like that. The Brighton kid that we was going for. You can see it. He get around the field. He's pretty quick. He can play. You know, players that can shoot from distance. You need something different. than to what you have, and that way you can switch it up. You can't just be Manchester City got two strikers. They're two different strikers. They have Alvarez and they have Allen. They're the two different players. It's not the same players, plug and play all the time. So I don't want to lose Kieran Tierney, man. I understand, everybody is infatuated with just Zinchenko and he playing in midfield. We didn't see him play in midfield against Manchester City. He didn't even go in there to try have Thomas Partey. We definitely could have used him in there. He wasn't in there. We didn't see him in midfield playing against Manchester City.
Yeah, we need to work out, man. I gotta work out. Anyway, John says, Mube, restoring my faith. We gave it a real good go. It just wasn't good enough. Realistically, last five games should be a celebration, or at least a party, at least. What I take from this season is Arteta has brought Arsenal as a team and a club back to where they should be. Ralph spoke about it. Even the atmosphere at the Emirates has not been like that for the longest time. The togetherness, the 12th man is no longer the library. If it is a library, it's a noisy library at least, anyway. And that's been down part and parcel to Mikel Arteta. But anyway.
Yep, for sure. Gotta give credit.
Sorry?
Do you want to say anything?
No. I think
right. Okay.
We're good. We're good.
All right. So John says should not abuse players. Full stop. If they put on a red shirt, respect them. Absolutely. But people might say, well, but Alex, you're going a bit hard on Granit Xhaka. Let's move on. Anyway, take no notice of fans on Twitter. Good piece of advice. Emerson says good evening.
Emerson.
Ashley says you were talking about Cracker Jack, the game where they must not drop stuff or they get the cabbage. Oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Best transfer move was giving Modric a wide berth, Ralph. Well, actually, you asked me about it, didn't you, Ralph? And I thought
I did.
We made the right choice with not buying Modric. Move.
$100 million would have went down the drain. That's the thing too. You look at it, and fans, everybody wanted him. Everybody was abusing Edu, and we didn't get him. And look at him. It's you look at a player like Richards, where our own fans was saying that he's a better player than Jesus when the summer was. When they paid $60 million from Everton. Down the lane, down the road, they got him for $60 million, and it's May, and this fool still haven't scored one Premier League goal. It's and there's Arsenal fans. There's literally Arsenal fans that think he was a
Holding scored. All we need.
Oh yeah, so I'm saying that there's literally Arsenal fans out here that think that's the thing with us fans. We don't know everything. I didn't know. I can blow my hand up and say I didn't know nothing about Modric. I didn't get caught up into that whole saga because I never watched him played. I never seen him played, and I'm done with going into YouTube. And after what happened with the player from Leeds, Rafinha, that was the end of it for me. Like I would never get into a transfer saga again and waiting on a player to come because you saw what happened there, and now he's at Barcelona. I'm not doing it no more. I did with Modric situation. I did not go look him up. I was just like, if it happens, it happens. Whatever. So he didn't come here, and then it was like nothing to me. But look at it now. We got Trossard, and look at the impact that he's made. If we got Modric, we wouldn't have got Trossard.
Yeah.
They're two different players, but we wouldn't have got Trossard. So who knows where we would have been right now? Yeah. So you have to, as fans, sometimes you don't know it all. It is what it is. You don't know it all.
Yeah. Colin says, oh dear. He says, oh my, but we dropped out of 2 cup competitions because we were short, and we got to the city. We got to the city, came in with a few injuries, hurt us because we were short. How are those windows good, Mube? Transfer windows he's talking about.
Yeah. So, but we're not the only team that got kicked out the cup. I didn't say that we had a complete squad. We can't play the same 11 players in every competition. Nobody cares about the Carbonera Cup. I don't know why we even talk about this cup. All of a sudden, it means something because Manchester United win it. No one cares. When Manchester City was winning it every season, no one even we use this to play young players. I'm literally, as an Arsenal fan, I'm pissed when I see your first 11 players playing in this competition. It's not for that. Leave that alone. The FA Cup, we lost that to Manchester City away to Manchester City.
Mm.
You want to tell me that couldn't happen? We could play a first 11 and go to Manchester City in the cup, and we probably would have still lost. You have to put perspective into stuff. I don't care about the Carbonero Cup. I don't remember who we got knocked out by. I don't care. I don't even. I probably watched one of those games. Once we get out the early rounds, I'm in the Carbonero Cup. I want to see our young players. I want to see the Charlie Patinos. I want to see. That's what I want to see in that competition. And hope then we get to the latter stages. Last season, we got to the latter stages and we start playing a stronger team. We got to the semifinal, but you saying that the transfer window wasn't good because we got knocked out of those cup competition. That doesn't paint the whole picture. We got knocked out by Manchester City. You know, they played a stronger team than us at home. With the same squad the same team that we assembled, that I'm sure, because I've been on Cannon Footer and I've seen Colin Young on here. He gave this squad zero chance of winning the league. He didn't think we would finish top 4. He wanted Arteta gone. I've been on this channel, so I know who Colin is. I've been on here, and I've had conversation with him before. You want Arteta gone. You don't like Arteta. You said we would finish 6th this season, or 5th. We are challenging, and you don't think it's a better squad. You don't think we have better players. Well, there's 18 teams below us, or well, there's 19 teams below us right now. You don't think that's improvement? You know, if we didn't sign any of these players and keep the same squad that we had last season, do you think we would have been in the same position that we are right now? If we didn't sign Jesus, Zinchenko, Trossard, if we didn't sign all these players, do you think we would have been in second right now, or the top of the league right now? We wouldn't. So these players improved us. We're not going to sign 11 players every season. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't understand. You gave us no chance. You gave us no chance, and now we're top of the league, and we still ain't good enough. I don't get it. I do not get it.
He says, I never said embarrassed. Heap that on somebody else. Well, yeah, my brother did say, he responded, I think it was the Assembled who made that comment about we embarrass ourselves. So I don't think my brother was pointed to you.
No.
Yeah. What else? I honest, hand on heart, thought we wouldn't the Premier League. I didn't see us capitulating. That was blind faith. Let's see if I can bring anybody else in. Emerson says, Ralph made a good point about the third 11. As we have players on that can play in the Carabao Cup in the third round, pending the opposition. Did you make that point? Did you say that, Ralph? Did you say that? I don't know if you said that.
I was just saying about us being able to compete both the Champions League and the Premiership.
And have an impact, and then have an impact 11. Yep, that's what he did say that. Yep.
I said that's potentially three 11s. But again, it's down to Kroenke as well, isn't it? It's down to Kroenke. If after this season, and let's face it, I've noticed that there's a lot of traction about the season tickets, and those who are season ticket holders, they have to reapply for their tickets, and tickets are going to go up. New kits are going to come in as well. So Kroenke, for Kroenke, this is another thing we have to understand as Arsenal fans as well. This season's been great, and Kroenke's been in the background thinking, you know what? Actually, we can do a little more tweaks, a couple more tweaks here and there, because it's been a good season, and it has been a good season. We've got more crowds more fans coming to the stadium, and everyone's buying the kits, the new kits as well.
Yep.
So that level of money, and now we're in the Champions League. Kroenke has got that resource coming back in. Let's just hope now he's able, and Arteta and Edu can go to him and say, right, you know what, we've achieved one of the criterias. If he wants us to go and push again to win, This is who
Yep.
we need to go. This is who we
Hey,
need to get.
Kroenke has got a taste of the
Yeah.
good of what Arsenal can do for him personally. I mean, he's a businessman
Mm.
at the end of the day, and you see when you help the team and we're actually a good product, you get your return. I mean, you can invest
Yeah.
money into the squad, but if we're doing good and with all the fans that we have in this world, you get your money on your investment. And you have to just you have to credit them. They're spending money. Yes, we didn't get the 11 players that the 11 players that Colin wanted. We didn't get Kylian Mbappe and all of them at one time. But it's building blocks. Let's hope we
Let's
can. I
let's make
hope
a
we can
bid for
go.
Lewandowski as well.
Yeah, I
So
hope we can go ahead and get Benzema and get Mbappe and get a few more of them this summer, so Colin can finally be happy and it'd be a 10 out of 10 transfer window. It is what it is.
Oh dear. John says, Mube, Jesus and Zinchenko were surplus to requirements to Man City's trouble ambitions. They were replaced, became our upgrades. I'm not sure I understand what he's talking about there. These are mistakes. If someone is overconfident to the point of not learning from mistakes, it becomes a liability. All right. Who else do we have here? All right. Probably last comment in the live chat. John says that the season business wise is a massive success. Yes, yes, yes. Ralph, anything you want to say before we wrap up this easy talk?
yeah, hang on a second. Hang on.
Oh, what's happened? He's been called by Mikel Arteta. So, Mube, so you know
We
what?
got Mikel Arteta. Listen.
I just
Before I leave, what I'm gonna say is, but one last thing I want to leave, and I probably don't get the answer. Colin again, tell him he can hit me up. You know where I'm at. He can get me up, but you have to look at it. If we fire someone wants to sack Arteta after this season, and bring in Ancelotti or whoever they want to bring in Zinedine Zidane, and he comes in with this squad, go through the whole season, good season like we have this season, and Manchester City win the title again next season, we're gonna fire him too? That's my question.
Let's wait for Colin to come back in it.
Okay.
Ralph.
Okay.
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is that after seeing Mube being transformed, I've got a couple of weights there, man. Start doing some stuff.
Drop the
I need to
Hennessy.
keep up. I need to keep up with you guys, man. I need to keep up.
Hey, don't get it twisted. I have never dropped the Hennessy. So anybody tell you that you can't lose weight if you drink, they are lying. Okay? It's Friday. I got up this morning. I got my workout. I'm not working out again till Monday. I promise you, the Hennessy bottle will be turned up tonight. Don't worry about that.
Oh, man. Anyway, that's the end of another Easy Talk just gone by, and actually it was a slight extended version because we're over the hour mark. But yeah, Mube, chairman of the board, always good to see you back on the channel, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I would love to be here with your boys and be here with the two bosses. It's hardly I see one or the other. I don't know how I get both of y'all at the same time, but hey, it is what it is, man. Yeah. I always appreciate being on here, man. It's family. We're here, and respect to everybody in the comment, man. Colin, you my guy. You know what I mean? I see you on Twitter if you're on there.
It's been a bit of a marathon for my brother Ralph. We did the watch along. We did the show the other day. You're back here again. It's a hat trick, Ralph. You never scored many of those when you play football, did you, Ralph? Did you score a hat trick? I don't think you did,
but I scored the equaliser and I scored a penalty, man.
It don't count, man. It don't count.
Listen, it doesn't matter because it was a cup game. It was a cup game, so it matters. It matters. All right, Alex. I didn't play at Highbury, but to me, when I played on the pitch, people knew that I took care of business, and that was it.
Yeah, Ralph the Enforcer, man. Yo, Mube. The comments come back from Colin now, man. He says, this is kind of fun. I said we don't want Mbappe. You're getting the wrong dude. It's easy to analyze me if I'm sitting here.
You said we would finish sixth, so we're second. Enough said. No one knows it all. Arteta don't, Colin don't, and I sure don't. I got it wrong. I said we would finish fourth. We are second. So I was wrong too. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You're not going to get it all in one season. We go again this summer. I want Mbappe. That's exactly what I want. I don't care. I want them. I taste the success now. I want the best of the best. Okay, I want to be competing. That's who I want. And if Mbappe is watching for some reason to come across his feed, the only way you can compete with Holland is if you come to Arsenal and make us win the league. That's it. Real Madrid already winning. You have to come here and prove yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, man, I definitely need to work out, man. Work out with the Henny, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I appreciate you.
Getting on.
Man. Anyway, we out, man. We out on this Easy Talk. Next week, Friday, there will be no Easy Talk. I'm going to give myself a little break. I need to recover, man. I've got to recover from this one. Guys, prediction for the Chelsea game. You don't have to give me a prediction if you don't want to. Ralph, no prediction. Nah. Yeah. No.
Let's bounce back.
Chelsea getting slapped, man. I hate that. I don't. Other than Tottenham, Chelsea is the next one. We cannot lose to Chelsea. There's no way we losing to Chelsea at home.
Listen. Let's just say a big. I want to win. But I'm
for sure. Let's get back on track for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this Easy Talk. Yeah, chairman of the board back in full effect, man. Yeah, need to work out, man. Need to work out on that, man.
We're here.
Yeah. And to my brother Ralph, thank you for giving us your time anyway. You know,
no problem.
Then today.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Nice one. Anyhow, people, the next time you will see me will be next week, I believe, next week, Monday. I ain't doing nothing over the weekend, man. I'm just going to chillax, man. Just relax and just work in the garden. Anyway, I might even work out in the garden, you know what I mean? Anyway. Guys. This has been Easy Talk on Canon 4 TV. Yeah, and we out. Chelsea, who are they? Come on, you Gunners.
Come on.
This has been Canon for the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.